Hello, BookTube. I'm here with another top 10 list. It's top 10 Western films. Now, this is going around, and everybody has an opinion, and they're all chiming in. Westerns films have always been a part of my viewing time, growing up especially. And of all types of Westerns, mostly black and white. Even if it was in color, I was watching it in black and white because I had black and white TV. Now, I am ranking these from 10 to 1. And I'm not going to say too much about these. I'll give the title, the year, the director, and they're all well known films, so everybody should know them. And if you don't, well, you should. They're all worth watching. Number 10 is a silent. Of course, I'd have to have a silent on this list. And it's The Iron Horse from 1924. That was directed by John Ford, who you'll see a few times on this list. It's his first sort of full directorial debut, I guess you would say, where he was set loose, and it's a majestic film. It is a beautiful film to watch. Number 9, The Big Trail, 1930, directed by Raoul Walsh. It also was a sort of leading man debut of John Wayne's first lead role. Now, this is not the best films, like acting wise and everything, but it is amazing to watch. And there were two versions of it. There was a 35 millimeter version and then a widescreen, an experimental widescreen of 70, I think it was 70 millimeters. And it is basically, it's a wagon train, and they're out there, and they travel thousands of miles to film this as well. So it's an amazing film. Number 8, My Darling Clementine, 1946, directed by John Ford, with Henry Fonda. Number 7, High Noon, 1952, directed by Fred Zimmerman, and that's with Gary Cooper. Number 6, Stagecoach, 1939, and it is the first pairing of John Ford and John Wayne. And John Ford, obviously, is the director. Number 5, The Man Who Shot Liberty Valance, 1962. John Ford and directing John Wayne and James Stewart. Number 4, True Grit, 1969, directed by Henry Hathaway with John Wayne. Number 3, Winchester 73, 1950, directed by Anthony Mann with James Stewart. Number 2, The Oxbow Incident, 1943, and it was directed by William Wellman, or Wild Bill Wellman, as he was normally known as, and that had Henry Fonda as well. And number 1 is The Searchers, 1953, directed by John Ford and starring John Wayne. And it was sort of loosely based on the story of Cynthia Ann Parker, who was kidnapped by the Comanche in 1836, and her uncle was searching for her. So very loosely based on that, actually the novel that the book was, or the film was based on. So there you go. That's the top 10 Western films. Very briefly, but as I say, they all speak for themselves. Thank you, BookTube.